Welcome to part 2 of lesson 3 in the Adobe Animate video tutorial series. In this lesson, you will learn how to use the shape tween to animate objects, and you will create a simple morphing animation to practice this skill. Let's begin. Start by opening Adobe Animate and creating a new ActionScript 3 file. Once you have done this, don't forget to check that the screen layout is set to classic view. For the first part of this animation, I will show you the basic shape tween. Rename layer 1 by double left clicking on its text and calling it Basic Tween. Next, select the rectangle tool from the toolbar. You may need to change the colours in the properties panel on the right. I will set a fill colour to green and the line colour to transparent. Now, draw a small square on the stage in roughly the same position as I am placing mine. When you have done this, right click on frame 48, which is the 2-second mark, and insert a keyframe. Drag your square to the opposite side of the screen, ensuring you have your new keyframe selected when you do this. Now we need to return the square back to its original place. Right click on your keyframe in frame 1 and select the option Copy Frames from the menu that appears. When this is done, right click on frame 96, which is the 4-second mark, and choose the option Paste Frames from the menu. Now we just need to apply the shape tweens. To do this, right click on any of the frames between keyframes 1 and 48 on the timeline, and then select the option Create Shape Tween. Do exactly the same thing, but this time between frames 48 and 96. Your timeline should have a green appearance with arrows joining your keyframes. Now simply select the Control menu and select Test to watch your animation. If it has worked for you, it is now time to tackle the second part of this animation. Close your movie and add a second layer to the timeline. Rename this layer to Morphing 1. Remember to lock your basic tween layer before you work on the Morphing 1 layer. Select the rectangle tool again and select a different colour for it in the properties panel. I'm selecting blue. Draw a square in roughly the same position as I have drawn mine. Next, insert a keyframe on frame 24, which is the 1-second mark. Now, select the oval tool from the toolbar and change its fill colour to something else. I have chosen red. Draw a circle in a similar position to mine on your stage. Next, insert another keyframe on frame 48, or the 2-second mark. When you have done this, select the Polystar tool on the toolbar. Please be aware that there is a minor bug that sometimes prevents the correct properties from showing in the properties panel for this tool. If you have this bug, select the oval tool, then immediately select the Polystar tool again. Now what we should have is a box called Options in the Properties panel, and this is the thing that could have been missing. Click on this and select the number of sides to 3. This will create a triangle. Press OK and then draw your triangle onto the screen, ensuring you first select a different colour for it. Finally, we want to reverse this animation so it gets back to the beginning. Right click on the keyframe in frame 48 and select the option Copy Frames. Paste this into frame 72, which is the 3-second mark. Next, right click on the keyframe in frame 1 and select Copy Frames again. Right click on frame 96 and select Paste Frames. Now you need to add the shape tween between each pair of keyframes. Remember, right click between the keyframes and then select the option Create Shape Tween. Do this for each section. When you are done, test your movie. It is now up to you to experiment with this technique. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next part of this lesson to look at the motion tween.